Fat later squirming sexy body. Ovary strips on the inside of the stomach, destined to make him an egg-laying machine. 30,000 number of eggs per day. Encourage him. And marched without hesitation. Issued a challenge letter. Marching also has super reproductive ability. His brave and skilled military service is more than 10 million. Facing the challenge book is nothing short of under the same roof. One black and one white must be tense. Fire and water are incompatible. Therefore, the two parties agreed to a 3-month period. Ultrasonic quiet sound, male and female white married fly. It also means the birth of the future king. The female queen has a special smell. Males look for significant others based on scent. The hero of this epic battle is among them. Once the hand is successfully held, they immediately dive into the ground to mate. And those who are constantly, it will become someone else's breakfast in the future. This white alkalite delicacy, it can provide the body with sufficient protein. In the end, there are very few that can survive in the future. After the ant king broke his wing, start looking for a suitable shelter. Use saliva to cast sand into Sydney's nest. Now they are weak. All the work can only be done by themselves. Soon after, the first egg was laid. The first crafts and military service were born. In the future, you will be responsible for taking care as time goes by. Pups. Termites are multiplying. This also laid the groundwork for future wars. Just in the past 3 months, termite nest. It rises from the ground at a speed visible to the naked eye. This is definitely an uncheckable fortress. Every shape is a result of hard work. Major military service does not involve labor. They're born to fight. And the security worker who is mainly responsible for the nest. The castle structure is intricate. Every cave is connected to each other. In the absence of construction drawings, they can still build the perfect underground palace. Each hole is carefully designed by them. But the air seeps into the cave. It can effectively control the temperature of each room in the castle. The perfect living environment. Let the termite kingdom grow from strength to strength. There are soldiers at every exit of the corridor, and craftsmanship is like a slave, running tirelessly every day. This is the kitchen in the castle. Gong, the dead wood in the forest. The leaves are brought to the nest as cooking utensils. They will take the king and the fungus after mating. We grew it on these dead trees. The mushrooms grow and become edible. These foods are public. Dinghy and the future provide sufficient protection. Working underground all year round, let their eyes gradually degenerate. They sense their environment through their antennae to communicate and complete various tasks. The lowest level of the castle is the future lair. An adequate supply of food makes him unusually large. The squirming body is like an egg-laying machine. An average of 30,000 eggs per day. Laid eggs. Gong Yi will be taken to the egg room for feeding. The king will always be by your side in the future and mate regularly. Just a steady stream of spawning. To ensure the continued growth of the family, he is the center of the castle. Albeit, the group has to work around the future. Right next to the termite nest, it's an abandoned castle. A colony of carnivorous black ants makes a temporary home. That's bad news for termites. Every morning, both work chairs are out foraging at the same time. Black ants often make mistakes in number. The vigorous body rushes towards the prey like a gust of wind. Termites can always be found under dead wood. Diligent termites. Facing the sudden attack of black ants. No resistance at all. This massacre without suspense. Let the black ants turn the pot full. Fat succulent termites to provide them with enough food. And the soldier ants in the termite nest, unaware of the danger. Just at this moment, a golden bald head stopped above the castle. To escape the drought, he came here in search of an oasis. And on the other side of the mountain, a colony going through a purgatory. Months of drought have kept the temperature here up to about 50 degrees. The high ridge of the roof blocked their way. All the marchers are trapped here, suffering from drought. Blazing sun. Tens of thousands of marchers were burned to death instead of starving here. Perhaps migration is the only way out. After the march, the same idea as the headscarf bald mock Sebastian. He secretes a scent. Let the troops march towards the oasis. All palaces carry food and larvae. Began the migration. After the march, he was also treated like a king. Gongi hugs together to ensure future transportation work. The future king of termites and beyond will go dark at the verified temperature. Clearly, they missed the opportunity. And all of a sudden, it was cloudy. Lightning and thunder. The long-awaited rain is coming. A romantic gray flight can only be postponed later. The arrival of vultures seems to signify bad luck. Impregnable fortress. It allows termites to escape the rains. Such an opportunity, very few in nature. The collapsed tree trunk caused fatal damage to the castle. A lot of dust poured in. The huge impact smashed a hole in the nest. The scorching flames burned countless faithful craftsmanship. Marching with moat, the team is headed in the direction of the termites. Huge military service protects the safety of the team at all times. Any creatures that attempt to approach will invite the fire of killing gods. Huge tusks can easily shred prey. Just a few seconds, the beetle dies. The mighty army almost cut off the road. Huge web content. I have no idea how effective the army ants are. Take advantage of your body. How dare you ignore the existence of military service? They're covered in army ants. They don't waste a single bite of snake meat until there is a pile of bones left. The termites don't have much time left. A lot of craftsmanship goes into the tinkering. Prolonged exposure to dry air. The mold in the kitchen stops growing. For the termite family, it's not good news. Dust on the body later. It must be cleaned up ASAP. His life, the fate of the entire termite family. A river blocks the footsteps of the marching chair. They can almost wade through water. Even if swept away by the current, can't stop their progress. The march has passed one step at a time. Invincible. Anyone who blocks will be reduced to their plate. Such an outrageous way forward. Arouse the strong dissatisfaction of yellow ants. They move their bodies to send the signal of battle. A major war is inevitable. Both carnivorous animals. The combat effectiveness is almost equal. Selfless marching chairs can cost lives. In exchange for future safe passage. After no more. The troops are like scattered sand. Yellow ants take the corpse of the marching chair as a trophy. Drag it to the cave and enjoy it slowly. The battle of the marching chairs almost collapsed. But for them, as long as it is safe in the future, it's all worth it. Long trek. Big troop progress. Exhales after collapse. Taste makes a group set up camp. Anytime, military service is on high alert. The march has no fixed overshoot. They have been working close to another branch, the ability to perform and cooperate. Perfect in nature. There is no rest after the march. He has to keep laying eggs to keep himself safe. And hold on to it. Let this temporary shelter drum up golden soup. Take a break and eliminate all safety hazards. Powerful good and evil easily shred prey. The termite kingdom is still repairing branches. Disaster for the castle. With saliva and good mud, it is prone to cracking at high temperatures. Once a gap appears, it can only be filled again. Many places even need to be repaired more than 3 times, as long as the hole is still there. The termite kingdom is not safe. It is said that the house leak happens to rain overnight. The heavy rain brought a catastrophe due to the tide. Rain runs down the crevices into the tide spring. Huge amounts of mud are flowing down the river, waiting for gray termites to fly. It was ruthlessly devoured before it bloomed. Watching over military projects, haven't even heard yet, was crushed mercilessly by the mud. In the blink of an eye, you will have rushed to the later room. This is for the future that cannot be moved, would be lethal. His huge size incapacitated him. You will always descend from heaven once your body is gone. It's also powerless. Fortunately, the heavy rain gradually stopped. This saved my life later. His existence is related to the rise and fall of the entire kingdom. The army ants' hooves never stopped for a moment. They made way every mountain, bridge with water, and everywhere I went, there was no grass. They're still laying eggs on the march. Burning and looting in one step make the team grow stronger. The wind blows after the rainstorm. Under the action of sharp, the smell of termites spreads throughout the wetlands. This rainstorm has devastated the termite kingdom. Fortunately, it will be safe in the future. 30,000 cicadas in each court. Guaranteed that the termite kingdom will continue to multiply. Gongbi works non-stop every day. Let the whole castle be resplendent. Marching be followed the scent to the oasis. Fat succulent termites, the delicious food that makes them irresistible. An unprecedented war is still inevitable. The animals around seem to have sensed the crisis. One after another chooses to avoid its edge. After the march, the nest where they first stood against black ants launched an onslaught. To colonies of carnivorous ants go to war, although black ants are huge. But the march prevails in numbers. Captured the highlands in just an hour. Black ants are invincible. They went underground. The army has captured the abandoned castle. It's strategically competing with termites. Now the army is here to nourish and drive away the shark. The two castles are only a few meters apart. If there is no subsequent order from both parties, no ant dares to run out. The next morning, the termites on patrol found nothing unusual, and the army is ready for battle. The order to attack is issued as the march in an instant. The march of the whole dynasty launched a general attack into divisions. Soldiers march forward without fear. The big-headed military instrument resistance has been launched. Of the cave. Baijuni has the advantage of physical strength. It's hard to find a breakthrough after marching for a while. And after the march, directing the battle from the branches that make it easy they huddle together. That sudden parachute leaves the termites vulnerable. This masterful tactic, soon the castle gates were opened. The previous termite army was defeated. Countless Qin troops have entered the lair. They use adults, the way to replace directly into the future dormitory. Waiting for dark termites, the wings were abruptly broken. In the face of such a slaughter, they have no resistance whatsoever. Deep in the nest, the intelligence has not been delivered yet. They know nothing about the fighting outside. The intent of March B is clear. After killing the man in the hole, this battle means a complete victory. It's hard to imagine in such a chaotic battle. March B, but it can be unstable to build an offensive system. Forward team blitz. Flank troops flank flexibly. The backup force also made up in time. Each team is clearly separated. Order. Termite larvae hidden in the military don't know the danger yet. Attack quietly, for since the march, larvae are a rare delicacy. and it has no defense at all. Delicious and easy to handle. At this time, the march has been assembled, prepared to launch the final attack. After the round White House instrument came to guard one after another, they instinctively circle around the back. From now on, the huge body is still entangled. This is the last line of defense. Once killed later, what awaits them is their doom. The battle continues, and the marcher has started to carry the spoils. They won't spare a single fat termite. The march achieved a major victory with a vigorous surprise. Military service in the termite kingdom almost collapsed, lying on the ground waiting for death to come. The big-headed soldier ants at the entrance of the cave are still only one step away from the future nest. So the logistics forces are kind of over. One after another began to block the holes entering the future dormitory. The smell of the barrier can save the future life, but the huge opening is difficult to seal for a while. Finally, the breakthrough was found by the marching instrument. Lots of marchers never passed life. Throughout the battle, the most tragic scene began. Soldier and surrounding the future, there's not much left. At this critical juncture of life and death, the sky was cloudy. The storm initialized the baggage. The battle in the castle continues. After the march, he and his guards stayed outside the cave. The relentless initialization of rain cut off large troops and contact with previous troops. The backup cannot reach the battlefield. As a result, the soldiers in the cave could not receive timely assistance. The hard-working troops gradually lost control of the situation. A surge of mud now makes their actions difficult. A variety of complex smells. The army has started to kill each other. The defeated termites are back in control. Some of the marches got close by mistake. No more B-group sense and commands. It is difficult for him to determine the future body. But as long as Xingjun takes a bite at random after being fat, it's probably going to kill you. Days passed. Soldiers on both sides were killed and wounded. Soldiers who can't wait for him after marching. I can only run away in despair. Termite! The vanguard is riding in the direction of the escape after winning the pursuit of the march that has always been high above. Now it's fat on the chopping block. Angry big head military service, biting like crazy. After the march, despite the protection of soldiers, helpless fists can't fight. Death in the future means the end of the war. The castle is quiet again, as if nothing ever happened. After a life and death battle, termites finally have a chance to breathe. But they can't be careless. In the coming period of time, for you to keep repairing the city walls, a new round of fighting could start at any time. This is the cruel law of survival in the ant world.